You having fun yet?
Loads of it. Yeah, it couldn't get no better. We're running wide open.
Well, that's a good thing.
It is.
Yes.
Market strong.
Well, good.
All these folks building something. I don't know when that's gonna run out, what's gonna happen though, because there's no construction going on, but all the people are doing all their projects at Home Depot and Lowe's. Have you been to either one of those in the last 2 weeks?
I have.
I mean, it's crazy.
I went, let's see, what day was it? I don't remember what day it was, but I wouldn't get out. It was just too many folks. I mean, and what they had one way in.
Yeah.
And then you go in the entrance, but then if you wanted anything out of the garden center or whatever, you could come out. You couldn't go in.
No, but they wouldn't let you come outside and pick up something outside and walk back in. But you had to be counted. You had to be counted in the batch coming in.
Right.
That's what they were counting you coming in.
Yeah. I mean,
I did the same thing. I went and got some plants, and that's all I did.
Well, I messed up another day, and I went in the right way, but I came back out the garden center. Well, there was something out there I wanted. I picked it up, had to go all the way back around.
Yeah.
I mean,
I told them I wanted something outside, and they said, "Go ahead and get it, and come back in." That was at Lowe's. Now I don't know how Home Depot was doing.
Yeah, but I don't know. Georgia Pacific shut that mill down out in Louisiana.
Did it?
Yeah, like 188. I think it's 188 jobs. It was a lumber mill.
Yeah.
And
that may be having some effect too. But anyway,
I know my oldest son. I talked to him the other day, and he said they had a couple of pretty rough days, but said things had picked back up. Said steel had started moving, and these car plants cranking back up. Helps.
Yeah, we motor company got everybody out of cars.
Yeah, I noticed that.
Phil said a week ago they couldn't order anything.
Hey.
Al come on with a bang there, didn't he?
Yes, sir. Al's wide open. I don't know. I just hope with everything opening back up, I just hope the number of cases don't start going back up.
The sheriff of Baldwin County said he ain't shutting nobody back down.
Yes, I will say that. Al, what are you riding down the road?
Yes, sir. Trying to get back.
Man, like you, got the way things happen. You got to do it where you can, right?
Gotta do it on the run, man.
Did y'all ever get any masks?
Supposed to have some Friday.
Okay.
Some KN95s coming in Friday.
I know a couple people have asked me, and I went by there, and y'all said y'all didn't get them in yet.
Yeah, the company we were getting them from said they were getting 20 million a week, and they still sold out.
Golly. They turning some dollars, aren't they?
They sure are.
You hear that, Gail? Who is ordered from getting 20 million a week, and they've sold out a mask. Okay, there's Miss Dean down there.
Hey, hey, Mel.
Hey Brenda, how are you?
Hey, Sandy. I'm good. What about you?
I'm good.
Great, great. Yes. So how you been doing today?
Busy, busy.
Yeah, I can imagine.
Yeah, been
Yeah,
crazy.
yes. What you drinking, Mel?
Water. I'm not doing like that one person.
H2O?
Somebody said one of these things that wanted to.
Who?
I don't know what politician and what category they were, but they were drinking beer in their pajamas while they were on their video thing.
Oh, wow.
There was one guy, he didn't know it was gonna be full body, and he was sitting up there, he had his coat and tie on, but he didn't have his dress pants on.
Yeah, I saw that.
You see that?
I saw that. That's why you have to be careful. Mel, you off?
Well, I took off. I mean, we're working yet today.
I'm saying you off for today.
Yeah, for Harrigan, yes. Oh
Okay.
no. My favorite person right down on the bottom of the screen.
No.
Jeremy.
I hate
Yeah.
them.
Paxton and Jeremy.
How are
That
y'all?
means money. It means money. It
How are
scares me.
y'all?
We're
He had shrunk for some reason.
Al's gonna flip his car over.
kind of driving sideways there.
I love it.
He was straight a while ago. He's a cockeyed now.
Popped his phone.
But
My phone froze, I think.
I don't know how legal it is, but that looks good, Al. It looks good.
Hey, Mary.
Can y'all hear us okay?
Yes.
Good. Well, one of the two of us has managed to get a haircut. Can y'all tell which one it is?
Yep, y'all are too far in the background. Y'all are not close enough shot to determine it.
Let's see.
All right.
You the one got the haircut.
Right, we buzzed it.
Uh-huh.
Buzz cut.
Any of y'all know how to cut hair?
Yeah.
I'm looking
Later
for
on
somebody.
Rick and Bubba's show, they were talking about they were going to show Bubba's hair, and that would be a prime example to open up all the salons pretty quick because he's looking rough.
So that'll make
About
them
2 more
all-
weeks, I'm gonna be looking rough.
Gail know how to cut hair.
That's right. She may start cutting it.
Okay, guys, I think it's 4 o'clock. I guess we can get started with our guests, Paxton and Jeremy. Hello, everyone. Glad you're here. Paxton and Jeremy, do y'all want to take the lead here on the lake project and the street resurfacing?
Absolutely. If it's okay, I think I may stand up and hold a microphone so y'all can see me a little better. Is that okay?
Yeah.
Melvin he brought up a good point with the screens having as many people on it as it does. Y'all may not be able to see us sitting way back there. But it's good to be here talking with you via Zoom. And we had good bids on the resurfacing project. I'll talk to you about the resurfacing project. Can y'all hear me okay?
Yes.
Am I talking too loud?
No, you just right.
Perfect.
Hey, Miss Gail, I think I heard you in the background.
Yeah, she's answering the phone. Yeah, she's here.
Okay. All right. So we had one bidder on the resurfacing project, R&R Contractors, and that wasn't for a lack of trying to solicit additional bidders, but with the way we structured this project is the same way we've structured it for the past 5 or 10 years, and that we actually get an annual bid for asphalt. And so this bid was just for the laying of the asphalt. So contractors generally know that R&R is just right here in their backyard. It's really kind of hard to compete with somebody that's right here local. So we weren't surprised that we only got one bid. And of course, Bill and his group do a good job. So with that, if you've got the packet in front of you, you've probably seen they came in at 148,550. And if you add that up, that's just the lay-in now. That's not the material. We come up with a little over 300,000, 301,300. And that, as it relates to the money we've got available for construction, that's going to be $17,000 below our estimated amount. So we're very pleased. We've got a resolution in front of you to actually push forward the project. And I guess just want to ask if there's any questions. Oh yeah, one thing I would mention, we talked with Bill about when he'd want to get started, and it's probably going to be month of June, mid-June, something like that. Just depends on weather and that sort of thing. Any questions? Were y'all able to hear all that? Michael, could you hear what you heard? I'm not sure, Michael.
Yeah, I heard.
Michael,
Okay,
I heard.
good, good.
okay, so any questions on that? Sounds like we can move forward.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
it's really straightforward. It's real straightforward. I wouldn't think that we really need any questions. I mean, we hit the target, and now come June, we're gonna start work paving streets. So, good. Anyway, I'm gonna hand the microphone off, so to speak, to Paxton, and we'll discuss the lake project and where
Hey.
we're at on that project.
Hey, Jeremy, can you hear me okay?
Yeah, I've got you out.
Hey, this is Al. Yeah. Quick question. We had some alternate streets that if the money prevailed at one point, I think Shelby was one of those. Is there, can we maybe have that in the plan in case there is a little money left over?
Michael, did you hear that question?
Yeah, we would just have to look back and see what the estimated cost was on those streets and see if we have enough money to actually do them.
So we could do that later in the project if there's money
Yeah,
left.
yeah,
Sure.
yeah. Once we get through the streets we got in the project, then we'll know definitely what we got left.
It's really a good question you ask, Al. And because this isn't, I'll remind you again, most of the projects we do, and it's to the benefit of the city to do this and the contractor, they're not lump sum bids. So what we've got is we've got a unit price per ton. And as we get into the base bid, we start laying asphalt out on these streets. We'll know exactly how much money we spent on them, and then we can run the money out on some of the other streets. So, but that's a really good question. Any others? If not, we'll talk lake project.
Yes, so we've worked through design on the lake project now. We said we were gonna do that and then come back to y'all and get approval to move forward with that project. Just to kind of give you a summary recap of what we're talking about doing there is digging out the sediment. If you've been to the lake lately, you see a lot of sediment build up in the lake. So we would dig that sedimentation out. Another part of it would be rehabbing the overflow pipes in the lake, clearing the dam, and then regrading some of the bank slopes to try to stabilize those. With estimated costs, we're looking at about $500,000, which is right kind of in line with what we originally had given to y'all, I think about probably 9 months ago or so. And we're at the point now where we need approval from the council to be able to take that project to bid and actually get contractors to bid on the project. And at that point, we'll know exactly how much money we're talking, and be able to move that project forward to be able to construct it this fall. I think every time we've been out there to make a site visit, there's been people fishing and walking around the lake. So it's a really big asset to the city. Like I said, there's always people out there. So it's really something that we want to try to protect if we can. And these improvements that we're discussing to make will definitely protect the lake, especially from an erosion standpoint. But just a really big quality of life asset to the city that we don't want to lose. So with that, if y'all have any questions, we'll be happy to answer those. Like I said, if we want to move forward with the project, we'd be looking at opening bids around the beginning of July. And that would allow us to meet the time frame this fall to be able to construct the project.
At what time, what money have we spent and at what time can we stop this project?
So
Sounds good.
what we've signed for is the design of this project, Melvin. We're basically executing the plan that y'all approved 9 months ago. And you will not be committed to any more project money until you actually award a project to a contractor. So we could move forward with bidding the project. We could firm numbers up, and you wouldn't be any more committed than you are today, or than you were 3 months ago.
I mean, I'm no question about the project need to be done, but a lot of things have happened since we started this.
Sure.
It could affect us financially for a city, for our sovereignty. Because we need to definitely be able to have no questions of maintaining our public works, our fire department, our employees, the police department at all, and all these people in this. And I hate to get down the road and say that $500,000 we put this way should have been reserved for maintaining our city services. So I just, we may know more by July. And if we even release a bid, are we still committed to it? I mean, when we bid it until we release a contract, are we still committed to that?
No, you're not, until you actually execute another resolution, award it to a contractor, just like what we're doing with the resurfacing project today, you're not on the hook. Now, we've given you an estimate today, Paxton did, kind of affirming and confirming what we originally estimated the cost could be. And those numbers are based on, a design and input from contractors, but, we don't really know down to the penny like we are now with the resurfacing project until we take bids. But you are not committed, the council's not committed until they pass that resolution.
Yeah, and some things may be more, we've noticed where I work, that we have contractors coming in now and offering us a much less lower bids than they were 6 months ago on some projects we're doing right now, because they're getting short on the big jobs are being cut back. And so there may be some interest from some other contractors and also at a different price when work gets more scarce.
Right.
There's probably not a better time to bid a project out than it is right now. Just because contractors are trying to.
We have seen some projects we've seen some projects we're doing are definitely at less than they were 6 months ago.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. From my perspective, the council really didn't have anything to lose to proceed with bid the project. And I think that you will know more once you get that price in hand, and you'll know more about your tax base come, midsummer.
We'll have a little better feel. I think Monroe is not going to be affected as much as some areas, but we're still going to be affected. Michael, it's good to see you over there.
Any other questions? That was a good question, Melvin.
So it sounds like tonight, what we're going to need to do is just make a motion to proceed with bidding the project. Is that correct?
Yeah. Yes, ma'am.
Yes, that's great. I'm excited. Would anyone like to make that motion? Melvin, you want to make it?
I'm the skittish one in this bunch, but we see what everybody else's feelings are.
Yeah, we just need it done. We just need somebody to do it.
To make a motion to make a bid?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a motion to make a bid.
Okay.
In my opinion, it's not a scary motion. The motion to award it to a contractor is going to be the more, it's the more committed motion. How about that? I'm not going to say it's scary, but it's just a more committed motion.
I'm agreement.
Okay.
Okay, so we're good.
Yes,
I think it's exciting. We'll see if we can move forward.
All right.
Okay, good deal.
Yeah, do y'all have any other questions about this project or anything else, Paxton? You got anything for today?
I don't think so. Just a quick update on the current TAP sidewalk project. We're probably about a month or two away from having that project complete. The coronavirus has kind of slowed that project down just a little bit. R&R's been running a very limited crew. But like I said, within the next month or two, we should have that project wrapping up.
Great. All those sidewalks are good. You know, I keep reading about with all this coronavirus stuff going on, you know, sidewalks and connectivity are very important to the quality of life of our town. So we're doing the right thing. Appreciate y'all.
Yeah, we thank y'all for letting us be on in Zoom. Melvin, thank you for inviting me to your living room. And we really appreciate it. I know y'all got other business to take. We probably, I guess, Mary, is this the first time we've ever not used our full time?
I think so.
Preparation. Yeah.
It's amazing how much more efficient you can be when Melvin shows up on time.
This is working better so far than what our previous have. So kind of we can talk more and actually see each other talking at the same time. So
That's good.
All right, well, we're going to go ahead and exit out of the call, leave it. Thank y'all for this afternoon.
Thank you.
Thank y'all, Jeremy and Paxton. Great. Thanks. Okay. You're up, Michael Lassiter.
All right. The first thing I wanted to ask for is I need $500 to get some sod to go around the splash pad.
By the way, while we're talking about the splash pad, the walkthrough of the splash pad is going to be at 1 o'clock on Wednesday, the 13th. So it's a week from tomorrow at 1 o'clock, if y'all would like to join us. I don't know how many of you have been out there, but there's a big area, not a huge area, but we just have some area that we need to put some sod back in. And that's what I asked Michael to get a price, and it's going to be $500. So.
has it got the money in the budget?
I believe the splash pad budget's just a tad over. So there's no money. I don't think there's any money left in it.
Looking. Michael, you've got some in public works equipment in the ABC account. Got about $1,600.
Well, no, if y'all want to use that, we can.
I see it now in the paper, the city buys grass.
Michael.
Yes. Now we can take some of that topsoil we got out of ditches and all, and it'll take it a while to get to growing and put around it. But now
It's going to be messy though.
Well, yeah, if you start using it before that grass grows good, you're gonna have a mess.
I think we'd be better off just to go on and put sod.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's
I
fine.
think so.
I mean, you know, if you're gonna spend $100 and something thousand, what's 500, you know, to get it right?
Yeah.
I mean, you know.
Yeah, with a new floor, check that.
Michael, we've got beautification tree replacement in the ABC account that we haven't used many funds from. Would that?
Yeah, now we could go with that because it's part of beautification anyway. It'll make it look better.
Okay. So ABC account beautification tree replacement.
All right.
ABC tree replacement.
Yes, sir.
I'll do that.
That sounds good. Okay.
Melvin's gonna buy grass now.
That's right.
All right. next thing I got, the fuel tanks at the shop, the diesel tank, the diesel tank is in real bad shape. We had it cleaned out for the last year almost. We've been having trouble, and they've pumped it out before, but they actually got a company to come this time that actually cleaned it out. And they said the inside wall is starting to flake off. And they said within a couple months, we're gonna have the same problem. We have spent a lot of money on filters and getting injectors clean and all in the diesel products. And now just looking at the gas tank, and we pulled the filter off the pump and it had a lot of rust in it. So they said that the gas tank's doing the same thing. And said the gas tank may last a little longer, but the diesel tank is not. They said, they probably say in 2 months, we're gonna have, be having a lot of trouble with it. But I got some quotes on it and I sent them to y'all. And I done them on 1 tank and 2 tanks. And you're not gonna get that big of a cut, doing them 1 at a time. You're actually gonna wind up paying more money doing them 1 at a time because of the mobilization and all that. And I never did hear back from McKinley Petroleum on just 1 tank, but the first one, was right at $20,400 for both of them. And just 1 tank was $12,350. So, if we do them 1 at a time, we're gonna wind up paying $24,000. You might as well say you're gonna pay more. But now I did find out the last one, Alabama Tank Incorporated out of Atmore, they can build us the tanks just like that's where them tanks come from back in the early 90s. And they can build them for us for $4,975 plus freight. No, I think that freight's included on that. So that'd be $9,950 for the 2 tanks. And I got with Clint with J&L, and he can install them for $6,000. That's taking the old tanks out and flushing the lines, rehooking everything back up, and all the piping and everything.
Can we possibly buy fuel until its budget and then replace them at that time? Would that be an inconvenience?
Well, I
with
would
fuel,
need I would need like probably a, if I had a trailer with like a 250-gallon tank on it where I could go up to Middleton and get it and bring it to the shop for the tractors and the backhoes and stuff. But, driving them back and forth up there to fill up, you're just gonna wear and tear on the tires. Of course, we,
Okay, that's why I'm asking you that question. But is that practical until then?
Oh, yeah,
Yeah. It'd be probably best to get both of them done and get it over with, but it also good idea to have it look at the budget for next year, put it in there.
Yeah. All right.
Michael saved 13,000 with the trash truck. And so in the capital improvements budget, he has 13,000 available if there is an emergency for a diesel tank. But that's the only place I could find. It was $13,130.22 that he had remaining. And then we also have the $1,600 out of the ADC account from the Public Works equipment.
Well, that'd be a case of could we buy them, have them go ahead and order them, and then do the installation in next year's budget.
Mm-hmm.
I think we need to get both of them while we're at it, get it done.
Yeah, no point in just doing 1. I would think.
One person come and install and everything, it's gonna save us some. Like I said, get it over with.
Well, if y'all want to now, we can go ahead and order the tanks. That's gonna be right at 10,000, and then go from there. And if we do start having a lot of trouble, we may have to spend, a few $100s and buy a tank, like to put on one of the trucks to fill the tractors and stuff up with.
Yeah.
I think you can get a 120-gallon tank, but you had to buy a pump and all to go on it. But you're probably looking at maybe $400 or $500.
Yeah, you probably almost need that anyway. There are times that you probably need it.
Yeah,
Thanks.
now we could use, especially, when we got stuff down at the industrial park or we leave it somewhere, we won't have to bring it back to the shop to fuel it up.
Yeah.
So we could do that if y'all wanted to. Go ahead and use that money that's left over out of ABC and go ahead and purchase the tanks and get them delivered. And then buy us a fuel tank to go on one of them pickup trucks. And then, because right now we can get as much fuel out of it as we can and just don't let them put no more in it.
Yeah.
So what we would do, you're saying order the tanks from Atmore Tank,
Yes, ma'am.
2 tanks. And then what is this he says about epoxy coat the interior?
Okay,
Is
now
that-
that would be extra if we wanted to. All they would do was put like a opening in it, a door where you could actually go inside the tank. And that way, and that epoxy coating is just supposed to be something to make the inside last longer, and you can go in there and clean it. But you would have to have it pumped out every time when you've done that. That would be an extra charge on it.
Well, yeah, it's $1,600 extra, I guess. Yeah. So, so you think just order the tanks as they are?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Then,
We've gotten 20 years out of these others without epoxy coating them, haven't we?
Yeah.
okay. All right. Well, then does someone want to make that motion? And then we would also include in that motion to buy the smaller tank, the portable tank.
That'll be fine.
Okay. Thanks, Mel. Okay.
That's our surplus from where's the money come from?
Capital improvements, public works equipment.
Public works equipment.
Okay. Great.
Yeah.
Okay, and then, Michael, you had seasonal temp hires.
Yeah, I wanted to go ahead and hire the temp workers, but I want to get y'all's feelings on it. With the way this corona is, the more people you get together, the more chance you're gonna have somebody contracting something. But if we really need them to go ahead and start getting the grass cut good, because we have other stuff we've been letting go because we've been having to use everybody to cut grass.
Michael, we do need them.
Yeah.
Because down in Pineview Heights, the grass is just almost as tall as I am.
Yeah, we was able to go down through there one time this year, but the last couple of weeks we've been trying to catch up on a lot of other stuff. We had ditches and stuff, we had trimming we need to do, and a lot of other stuff we need to get done. But if I can go ahead and get them maybe started next Monday, and that way we can get caught back up.
How many you gonna start with, Mike?
Well, we actually gonna hire 4 temporary for the summer, and I had one guy to leave, so what I was gonna do was just replace him with a temporary right now, so that would be 5. The full-time worker we lost a few months ago, I was just gonna replace him right now with a temporary worker.
Is there
Well,
any
Michael-
liability? Go on, Sandy.
I was just gonna say, can you space them out? I mean, I don't think you need to pack all these people in one truck,
Well, see, that's the thing. We're gonna have to take some of them out in a pickup and then let some of them ride in the other truck. And I don't know about staying right there with them because that would tie one of the permanent, full-time workers up. But I think we can work it out where, they won't be wadded up.
Yeah. Okay.
Is there any liability to us on like workman's comp or something if they say that they contracted from one of our employees' job
If
or
I'm not
anything?
mistaken,
We have any experience on any of that?
if I'm not mistaken, in the contract, they're responsible for all the workers' compensation and everything.
Okay.
And I do know last year, one of them got hurt and People Mart paid for all of that.
Okay, so the motion should be to hire 4?
Yeah, well, it's already in the budget. I don't know if we need a motion or not, do we, Mary? Because it's already been approved.
We've approved
We-
the contract with People Mark. This is just as a heads up, just to notify the council that we're gonna go ahead and start with seasonal hires. So y'all, if you see new public works employees, that's who they are, the seasonal hires.
And you're gonna get 5, right?
Yes, it'll be 5.
Okay. Okay, good deal. Do you have anything else, Michael?
No, ma'am, that's it.
Well, you are also involved with this next thing that we've got coming up. I wanted to bring up the resurfacing of the parking lot. The venue that Billy Jones is doing, we own part of that parking lot, which he deeded over to us when he bought the property. That was done in, I guess, 2016 or so. But he's about to resurface his part and he wants us to do our part. And so I asked Michael to get a bid on that. And it's going to be with asphalt. This includes the asphalt. It's $24,000. And I feel like we ought to do that with all he's investing here in our town. And it's going to be a great new venue for us, which will be ready by October. So, and hopefully by October, some of this corona will be a little better than it is today. But anyway, do y'all have any questions on that or any thoughts on it? One thought I had, because of it not being budgeted, y'all, if you remember, we had agreed to re-landscape the islands this year. And so we had set aside $10,000 to do that. But then we realized that in order to re-landscape the islands, we're going to have to redo the curbing on the islands. Michael got a price on that, and the price on doing the curbing is $28,000. So my suggestion was that we just push all of that project with the islands into 2021, but we can use the 10,000 toward this paving project. And Mary, I don't know where the other 14, can we take that out of do we have anything in capital improvements?
We haven't used our ABC contingency fund, and right now it has $25,000 in it. I don't know if y'all want to drain that.
Al, against what you were asking for a little earlier, that surplus we may have in the paving would offset that. Of course, that would not get that other street, but.
Shelby,
Right.
Well, now that price on the parking lot may come in a little cheaper because when the contractor figured it, he figured it on him buying the asphalt, and I figured it up. If asphalt prices stay where they're at now, it's going to be about $1,600, $1,700 cheaper because we buying the asphalt. See, whenever the price was figured up, he figured that him buying the asphalt, but if we buy it, it's going to be cheaper.
So we would have we'd have 10,000 out of the landscape fund plus another, well, less than 14 out of the ABC fund surplus. If y'all like the project, which I feel like we ought to do it.
Do you know, Sandy, at what point they're talking about needing to do this? Is it this budget year or next, or?
It's this budget year because he's got events booked in there starting in October. So it's got to be, I mean, it would have to be done. It could be done late in this budget year, maybe.
Well, I think he, when I was talking with Bill the other day, they already wanting Bill to come up there and go ahead and get started pretty quick.
Yeah.
You know, I don't know how quick, Bill will be able to get started, but they want it, pretty soon,
So it would be done this summer.
more than likely.
Yeah, yeah.
Any chance the water board would contribute since they use that to access their back gate? I wonder.
Don't know. I mean, I haven't talked to William about it.
Could they bill us in October, next year's
I-
budget?
The asphalt wouldn't, but the other, part, we could probably work something. But now the asphalt company be wanting their money within a month after we buy the asphalt.
That would be, How
Mobile
much?
asphalt.
yeah, how much would the asphalt be? Like a few thousand?
13.3.
Yeah. Well, it'd be between 12 and 13.
Well, that would be doable. I mean, because 10 of it is coming out of the landscape thing. That means that the other 3 could come out of the ABC, I guess. And then-
I would need to get with the contractor and see if he'd be willing to do that.
I
Yeah,
hate to ask him to do that, really. I mean, that's quite a.
that is a long time.
area, you know?
Yeah.
Well, I feel like we should just maybe go ahead and move it on. Because, I mean, you've got somebody who's investing. If you look around our downtown, I feel like it's just the least we could do.
And the contractor's probably gonna give you a better deal if he can do it all at one time.
Yeah.
Rather
When
than
he-
having to move out and come back and all. You
Yeah,
can-
while he's in there, and then they could tie it whether, everything will be tied in together.
Right.
Yeah. So, I don't know, what are your thoughts, Al? You seem not real.
No, I'm supportive of it because of his investment. I just was trying to find pots of money everywhere we could.
Well, I know, we are trying. We have a lot going. But it's good. It's gonna be good. So that, if y'all are okay with it, we'll move on with that. Okay, now we're gonna need Tim on here because we
I
have
think
the
I'm on here. I just don't have a camera.
Oh, okay. Okay, Tim, we have some things going on at the incubator, which I want to tell y'all, it looks fabulous. You will be very proud that we own this property. We have some change orders. Tim, if you want to go over those, and then the other on the roof, let them know where we are on the roof and all that.
Okay, so these are change orders for the J&L office construction part. There are 5 change orders. They are eagerly waiting for us to respond to about. The first one is when we did the drawings, we overlooked putting an AC outlet in the bathrooms. The bathrooms are existing. That is an $1,825 change order. The second change order is $450. That's because we found a bunch of black mold on some sheetrock. We had to cut the sheetrock out. So this is to replace that sheetrock. They've actually already done it. The third change order is there were 2 existing offices that had a ceiling grid in them. But when they put the new modern up to code light air diffusers in there, the ceiling grid was not stabilized and they deflect and they hang down into the space. And one bent pretty good. So it's the change order is an $1,845 change order to install the new ceiling grid with insulation. And then the next change order is for the light fixtures to go into that ceiling grid. There are no light fixtures in there currently. So that fourth change order is $640. And the last change order is when we had the guy doing the electrical outlets, he put an outlet, the switch to turn on the pathway lighting on the inside of the building where a door swings against it. So you can't open the door and turn on lights because it's behind the door. And that is $115. Sir? So that's the list of change orders. Do y'all have a question about that, or?
What's the total, Tim?
I'm adding it up because I had it in front of me and I turned off my computer.
4875, I think.
What is it, Larry?
4875.
Right, it's
Okay.
just under 5,000.
Okay.
And I had not heard back from Brandy if it could be covered in the grant, but they're waiting to move forward.
Well, it cannot be covered in the grant because we have already our grant amount is already committed. So
Okay.
anything, this is over and above the grant amount. But we were actually, let's see, we're under what we allocated here, aren't we, Mary?
I've got to pull the budget up. Hang on.
Hey, Sandy, while she's looking at that, do you need a motion for the paving, the parking lot?
Yeah, I'm gonna need a motion. Now it is on, that one was on the agenda, but we're still gonna need a motion on it, yes. So if you
Okay.
want to do that,
I can.
great. Okay, thanks.
I have 100,000, but that I've got to pull the contract. Let me pull the letter from the state. Hang on.
While Mary's doing that, Tim, do you want to just start going over the wall, I mean, the roof and all that business that we're doing at the incubator?
Okay, so this is the re-roofing project. We started off really good, and then we had some good news, which is the roof deck is not as damaged as we thought it was. So we're gonna save some money there, which is still in the insurance claim. However, this morning they found one concrete block wall one section of concrete block wall is off by 3 inches. That's where the major wind hit and broke. When the roof edge broke, the wall now can wobble. Barry McKinley has made the recommendation that wall be taken down because it is unstable, as is the section of wall next to it. So Michael Sawyer is getting us a price. Additionally, a bit of bad news is that you all know that the roof that was put on that building was done improperly. And it originally had a gravel roof all over tar that you could not see when you walked up there. Well, when they took off the membrane roof to reattach it, they found tar and gravel, and they've had to take that off. I've sent word on that to the insurance man. The price of taking it off and putting the new insulation foam to make up the difference is $2.25 a square foot. but it's not a small area. So it's going to be several $1,000s. Now, I am hoping all of that is covered by the insurance. Now, that's a hard thing to discuss over the internet, but does anybody have a question so I can better explain it?
When will we know, Tim? I guess you'll hear back from Barry and Hammer, so we'll know what kind of money we're looking at.
Yes, ma'am. The first wall, section of wall, he gave us a price of 5,000. I think it's 5,700, which is a pretty good price, I believe. Now the wall adjacent to that, Barry said, is unstable as well. So I'm presuming it's probably going to be about 10,000, depending on what Barry says you got to do for stabilization. However, I think we're saving over $10,000 on the roof deck. So I think all that money is in the insurance number already. The gravel roof, however, is a tertiary problem because it's bad construction, not exactly storm damage. But the roofer said it's one reason the thing's pulled out, because they're only instead of adhering the screws, adhering 3 inches into a solid substrate, they're only 1.5 inches because the gravel doesn't hold the screw. Does that make sense?
Yeah,
So,
unfortunately. So we'll know more later. I mean, we can't do anything on this until you check back with the insurance company.
right, I've called and I've emailed.
Okay, just something for y'all to be aware of as the next thing coming down. Okay, Mary, did you find it?
Yes, ma'am. We have budgeted $125,000. We're gonna get $100,000 awarded from the federal CDBG group, so we have 25,000. And then with the 8,000 that the bid came back at, we've got 17,000, which should cover the change orders.
Perfect. So we're still under budget there.
Yes, ma'am.
Great. Okay.
Now, are we going to vote on that in the meeting, or is
We
this?
need Brandy to submit the change order form that CDBG requires.
Oh, we have that, I believe. We do. Aren't these those? These are those change order forms, aren't they?
Right, but
Oh, these came from Joel's office. The forms that we have.
typically we get a CDBG change order form from Brandy or from whoever the CDBG administrator is.
Well, can we move ahead with approving the change orders
Yeah, if
tonight?
the council wants to just grant you the permission to sign the CDBG paperwork.
Yeah, yeah, I feel like we need to move ahead so we can get finished with this. If y'all are okay with me signing it, we can get the change order forms from Brandy.
Yes, something for you.
Okay? Any questions on that? Okay. Tim, anything else there that we need to talk about?
That's all that I'm aware of.
Okay, thanks.
Thank you.
We'll stand by for the next quote on the roof and the wall. So that's
Okay.
great. But if y'all get a chance, go out there. It looks amazing. It's coming along great. A couple of other things I had just real quick. These are all, one is from Penelope at the chamber. The chamber is looking at having their movie nights this year, and instead of doing the amphitheater, they're looking at doing a drive-in movie night. They looked at doing it out at the Y, but it's going to conflict with Ricky's baseball season because it's Thursday nights. So they're looking at maybe doing the drive-in on the Dye House lot, the Dye House parking lot between Drury and Alabama Avenue. Michael has looked into this also with Penelope, but it looks like we could do that. And she is asking for, she wants to have, and we talked to Mandy about getting a police officer out there to direct traffic in and out of the place. She's going to hire 2 off-duty police officers for security. And Michael and Public Works are going to help her set up the generator and traffic cones and so on. So I think it'll be a good thing if we can get that going. They're going to do a dry run sometime, I guess soon, to see if all this works, and just need to see how y'all feel about it.
It's okay with me if it works.
Yeah. It'll be a good little entertainment thing for people.
Yeah, it would.
So, yeah, I appreciate them coming up with it, because I do think the amphitheater, even though you're outside, you're kind of packed in there.
Yeah.
So this is, I think, a much safer approach. It'll take place in May and June.
Okay, sounds good.
Yeah. Okay. And I think,
Hey,
do we have?
Hey, Sandy, we're also
Yeah.
doing, Dawn's also doing touch a truck out there, so that electricity would help with that project as well, so.
Well, Al, when you said electricity, they said they were going to use a generator. Can she use a generator?
Yeah, I thought you were getting prices to put electricity in. I'm sorry.
Well, we talked about getting a price to put a power pole out there. Michael, do you want to address that?
Yeah, we could put a power pole out there. As far as the power pole, you're looking at maybe $600. But thing about it, we need to see exactly where the power company would let us set it, and for them to hook up to it. Because if you're talking about having to go for them to set another pole, that's going to be another close to $1,000 probably, according to how many poles. I think it's like $400 a pole, maybe more than that now, that they have to set to get over to your service pole. But now, last year on the Touch-A Truck, we really didn't use no electricity because the little vendor that come out there had a generator. And that's all you
Okay,
really need.
yeah, that's all
electricity.
good. Yeah, I'm sorry, I wasn't on the same track with y'all.
So that would work out. So,
Oh, yeah.
okay, well, that way we can just do it. We can try it with the generator, and hopefully that's going to work. And it won't cost us much. Okay. So I don't know, do we need a motion to approve allowing the chamber to use the property for the movie night?
Probably be fine.
Okay. Melvin, you want to do that?
Yeah, we can do that.
Okay. We also have, another thing we have coming is Veterans Affairs Department has asked us to sign a contract allowing our police to assist them in all kinds of crimes, any kind of crime prevention, or a situation where the police might be called to the Veterans Clinic to assist. I gave this to Chipper to review, and he said he didn't see why we needed it, because he said if you have an incident at the Veterans Clinic, our police are going to respond. They sent a letter, the Department of Veterans Affairs sent a letter to Mandy asking her to sign this. She has reviewed it and said she's fine with everything in it. So I'm just throwing this out there. She has no problem with our signing it. Chipper says it's fine, he just doesn't think it's necessary. But it's something the Veterans Department is asking. So, any thoughts on that?
I
That's
think it's
good.
good.
I think it's good too.
Yeah, I think it's fine that we sign it. I mean, especially since she's reviewed it and she's okay with it.
And then
Sandra, what about we need to discuss the city curfew.
Now that's on our agenda
Yeah,
here.
so
It is
what
on the agenda to lift the COVID-related curfew. So yeah, let's discuss it, Thelma. How do
Okay,
y'all
so-
feel about it?
I think we should lift it.
Yeah,
Then
the police, Mandy thinks it's gonna be better when we lift it.
So that's what we should do then.
Yeah,
Yeah. Uh-huh.
get things more back to normal, I guess.
it'll
But yeah,
never
that
be
is,
back to normal.
pardon me?
It'll never be back to normal.
Well, I
Jan.
know. I mean, I guess as much
I
as
know,
possible.
I know.
The new normal.
Yeah.
The new, that's it, Larry. It's the new normal.
Yeah.
The new
It'll be,
normal.
Sandy,
It is.
Yeah.
it would be good for our hotspot.
Oh,
It
well,
would be
let's
really
hope.
good for that.
I have actually, our hotspot has been okay, but still packed,
Yes, yes, ma'am.
Yes,
But not in the daytime. I think it's mainly at night.
it is. It's at night. They are closing at midnight still, though. I mean, that's good. And hopefully that will continue. So, do y'all have anybody, let's see, I know we've got about 7 minutes that before we start our meeting, but I just want to thank everyone. I tell you, Monroe County has done amazingly well with all of the COVID stuff, especially when you look at counties surrounding us. And I just hope we can continue, but our department heads have done a fabulous job, and our police, our fire department, our administration, our public works, everybody has really pitched in, our senior center. It's going great, as well as can be expected, I think. We just are trying to, our small businesses seem to be doing well that have reopened. So we're staying in close touch there. Do y'all have anything you might want to discuss?
I hope the children can go back to school.
I know. Well,
What
yeah.
about excuse me.
Go ahead, Brenda.
I was just gonna say, what if, we're gonna discuss about the fire truck going to the hospital for Hero.
Yes. Thank you for reminding me. That is on our agenda. Captain America to Monroe County Hospital in fire truck on May 11th at, I think it's at 2:00. Is that right, Billy? Okay, so that is being requested by Comfort Care Hospice to recognize our heroes at the hospital. Are y'all okay with that?
Oh, yeah. That sounds
good.
good.
Yeah, it'll be a positive thing. And
Yeah.
then, yeah, thank you, Brenda, for bringing that up. The other, we do have a second employment request from Brandon Patton, and this would be to provide security for, is it BD&S or is it Bruton Security, or it's Al?
It's Bruton Security, yeah,
Bruton Security, yeah.
which is us.
And
yeah.
Mandy signed off on it. So that is on our agenda to approve. Well, while we are waiting for the meeting to start, I do want to thank everyone who helped with the food bank this morning. We moved it out to the IP building, and thank you, Billy, our fire department, Mandy, the police department, Michael, Public Works, and Sandra was out there with the community house. It went very smoothly at the IP building. So I want to thank everybody for that. It was probably a better place to have it with having it as a drive-through. Easier to get to, you know, less traffic congestion. It went very well. So, thanks.
Well,
Yeah. Appreciate it. Who has the invocation?
Anthony.
Anthony?
Hello,
Anthony, are you here?
I'm here.
All right, good. All right.
I'm gonna let you ready.
Well, looks like we got 1 minute, Anthony. Sorry, I didn't see
I'm gonna
you.
let I'm gonna let Deacon Roy do the invocation. Okay.
Sure, right.
Okay. All right. Let me know when you're ready.
Okay, we got about 1 minute. We'll start
Okay.
right at 5.
I can't see the time on this phone.
Yeah, I mean, mine says 4:59, so.
Okay.
Okay, 5 o'clock. Deacon Roy, are you on?
Yes, I'm on. Are we ready?
We are ready. Thank you so much.
Yes. May we pray?
Thank you.
Our Father, if once again, oh Heavenly Father, we come with a bowed head and humble heart. Acknowledge, oh Heavenly Father, that you're God, and besides you, there's none other. That you are Alpha and Omega, the beginning and the end, oh Heavenly Father. Oh Heavenly Father, we just come to say thank you, oh Heavenly Father, for things being as well as they are, oh Heavenly Father. Oh Heavenly Father, we ask you to continue to strengthen us, to lead us, to guide us, oh Heavenly Father. Oh Heavenly Father, we ask that you bless this meeting, oh Heavenly Father. Bless the leaders of this great city, oh Heavenly Father. Let them realize, oh Heavenly Father, that they are the servant of the people, oh Heavenly Father. And they are to do that with just with the people, oh Heavenly Father. Oh Heavenly Father, I just ask that you bless their going in as well as they're going out, oh Heavenly Father. And oh Heavenly Father, we ask that you keep each and every one of us individual, oh Heavenly Father. And oh Heavenly Father, we be ever so careful to give you the glory and the praise. Even in times like these, oh Heavenly Father, we will still bless you. In Jesus' name we ask. Amen.
Amen. Thank you, Deacon Roy. Very nice. We'll call to order the meeting for the Monroeville City Council. So first item on our agenda is approval of the minutes. Special call work session is held on April 20th, 2020 at 4 p.m. and regular meeting is held on April 21st, 2020 at 5 p.m. Do we have any discussion on those?
I have a question on my about the community house. Is that wording correct on said Melvin Foker requested when community house? I just asked, what are we going to do about it? Not necessarily requesting us to do something about it. I just asked a question. Is that worded correctly or does it make a difference?
I think it's all right.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, all I was asking is just, we're gonna consider it. I'm now requesting we do something about it. That's
Right.
it. That part of it. I didn't think I was in a position necessarily to be pushing that as an issue because I'm involved in things out there, but that was all.
Yeah,
Okay.
I think it's fine. Yeah, I think we're fine with that. Okay, do we have a motion to approve the minutes?
I so move.
Second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Unanimous, okay? Okay, next items for action. COVID-19 city curfew and new safer at home directive. Do we have a motion to lift the curfew, the COVID related curfew, beginning, I guess it would begin tonight. The curfew is in place from 10 p.m. to 5 a.m. presently, 7 days a week. Do we have a motion to lift the curfew?
So moved.
I'm up a motion.
Okay, second.
I second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Unanimous, okay. Next, we have resolution 2020-05-001, award street paving bid to R&R contractors, $148,550 for labor only. Do we have any discussion on the street paving bid? Do we have a motion to approve this bid?
I make that motion.
Thank you, Thelma.
I second it.
Okay, Brenda, thanks. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Unanimous. Okay, next we have the 6-month financial report of fiscal year 2020. Mary, do you want to just kind of go give a review of that? We're in a very, right now, strong position. And I think because the city, everyone has been doing their job and very conservative, it looks good. Mary, you want to address that?
Sure. Currently our revenues are at 63.14%, and at this time we need to be at 50%. So we're over on our revenues. A grand total of $132,631.03, and then with all of our expenditures, we're under at 47.6%, with a grand total of $3,096,838.32. So at this time, the city's sitting on a little over $1 million surplus in the general fund. The 7-cent state shared, that's what we use to pay our street lights with. We always operate over in a deficit in this account until we move money and transfer money from the capital improvements account. But we're currently, with the revenue, we're under 47%, and with the expenses, 51.9%, with a deficit of 42,674. 4-cent state shared is what we use for the street signs and repairs. It's an earmarked account, and our revenue I'm showing is $30,673, expenses $7,118, with a surplus of $23,555. Our 10-cent account, which is our Rebuild Alabama account, the new account that we had to create last August, we're sitting in with a $16,349.71 in that account. The capital improvements account, we're at 45.5%, and our expenses are 49.5%, and that includes all of our TAP accounts, the new trash truck, the Tahoes came out of capital improvement. So with our revenue and our expenses, we have a $22,000 deficit. Our ABC account, $1,504 deficit, but we're sitting at 60% revenue on our ABC tax, which is our alcohol tax. So we are seeing a little bit of an uptick in our alcohol revenue. And our expenses are 167,000 currently. Municipal court is 54.2% with a revenue of 117,000 and the expenses 128,000. And attributing to that are the court costs and jail fees. And our other accounts are holding steady with the industrial accounts, the economic development account. We have enough in there to support the rest of the loan payments for the rest of the year. We don't have any revenue, so we have $46,000 surplus in there right now just to cover the loan expenses. Our industrial development Sterling account, we're doing great with the revenue coming in on the rent and the loan payments going out. We're at 50% on that, so the ending balance $25,999. And then our incubator account, we have $168,000 surplus in that account, and that is also from the transfer from the surplus, and the revenue is coming in from, well, we have half the revenue coming in from Green Product Technologies for their rent. J&L will start paying later this year, and then we did get GP is hopefully going to put their deposit in for their rent shortly. I've talked to the representative from GP, and he confirmed the bank account information. So currently we're in a very good financial state.
Great, Mary. Great job. Thank you. Any questions? Anybody have any questions on that? It's a great report. Thank you for all your hard work.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so do we have a motion to accept Resolution 2020-05002, 6-month financial report of fiscal year 2020?
Make a motion.
I
Thank you.
second it.
Okay. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Unanimous. Okay, the next item we have is the contract with the Veterans Affairs Medical Office for our police. Mandy, are you on?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, do you want to say anything about that?
I didn't hear what you said, Miss Sandy.
Oh, I'm sorry. I was saying the next item, it's a Veterans Affairs Medical Office contract. And I just didn't, do you have any comments on it? It's with our police for them to be called to the Veterans Office as needed to maintain exercise law enforcement functions.
I don't think it's an issue. It's an agreement we've always had with them, even prior to the new administration.
Okay, thanks, Mandy. Thanks. Do we have a motion on this?
I'll make a motion, we approve.
Okay. Do we have a second?
I second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? I'm sorry. Did I say? Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, unanimous.
Dog
Okay, the
will be
next-
approving this.
What'd you say, Mel?
I say my dog is approving this,
Oh.
okay, she's barking.
Okay, next we have county shop parking lot. Repaving quote for city's portion is $24,000 with R&R Contractors. Any discussion on that? Do we have a motion to approve this contract?
I'll move.
Thank you, Larry. Do we have a second?
Second it.
Brenda? All in favor?
Aye.
Any
Discussion on
opposed?
it. Discussion on it, did we decide where the funds were coming from? I'm fine with it, but we have clarified where the funds are coming from.
Yeah, the funds are coming from, $10,000 is coming from what we set aside for the landscape project on the square, and $14,000 is coming from the ABC surplus.
Okay. That's fine. I didn't
Yeah,
catch that.
thank
Confirm
you.
it.
Yeah. Next item is splash pad sod expense. It's gonna be $500. Do we have a motion on that?
I'll make that motion.
Thank you, Melvin.
I
Do we have a
second.
sec? Okay,
I second.
Brenda. Oh, Thelma, who was that? Thelma?
That's right.
Okay. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Yes. And that's coming out of the ABC tree
Beautification.
replacement. Pardon me?
The beautification account out of the ABC fund.
Yeah, gotcha. Okay, thank you. Okay, the next item is the change orders on the CDBG incubator office space change orders. We have 5 change orders. They totaled $4,875. And they are, these change orders are, we still have in our budget enough to cover the change orders. So, for the incubator, for the CDBG. So do we have a motion to approve my signing these change orders?
I'll make that motion.
Thank you, Al. We have a second.
I second it.
All in favor?
Uh,
Any opposed? Unanimous, okay. Our next item is fire department has been requested or invited to escort Captain America to Monroe County Hospital in the fire truck on May 11th for Comfort Care Hospice is planning a Heroes Day at the hospital. So do we have any discussion on that?
Is Billy gonna be Captain America?
Billy, is that, are you?
Ma'am, Comfort Care Hospice is going to provide the person, Maggie Quimby is setting all this up.
Okay. Okay, so do we have a motion to approve this venture?
I'll make a motion.
I second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Unanimous. Okay, and then the next item we have is to approve second employment for Brandon Patton as to provide security at Bruton Security. This will be, of course, part-time. And Chief Armstrong has signed off on this. Do we have any discussion? Do we have a motion to approve his second employment?
I so moved.
We have a second.
I second.
Second.
Okay. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed?
One abstain.
Oh, one abstain. Okay, Al. One abstain and motion passes. Okay. That's all I have tonight. Al, what about you? What you got?
I don't have anything. Thank you, Sam.
Okay. Thelma?
Micah, did you get a chance to do that little project on Justice Street today?
Yeah, we took care of the, all it was, the dirt had washed off the cover.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, Brenda?
Yes, I'd like to make a motion to get bids on the lake project.
Okay. Okay, we have a motion to get bids on the lake project by Brenda. Do we have a second?
I'll second.
Okay, thank you. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, unanimous. Okay, Brenda, you have anything else?
No, ma'am.
Thank you.
Mhm.
Anthony?
No, ma'am.
Larry?
I don't have anything else.
Melvin?
I'd like to make a motion that we allow the chamber to use the Dye House property parking lot for movie night this summer.
Thank you, Melvin.
I
Okay,
second that.
okay, motion by Melvin, second by Brenda. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay. Thank you, Melvin. Melvin, do you have anything else?
I'd like to make a motion for us to go ahead and purchase 2 tanks to replace our gas and diesel fuel tanks at the city shop. And then also to purchase a small tank or a refueling tank for put on a pickup. And this is for the tanks at this time. Then we'll look at financing the project later on for the installation and setting up of them.
Okay, great. Thank you. So we have a motion from Melvin.
Second.
Second, Al. Okay. Okay. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, motion passes. Okay, Mel, you have anything else?
That is it. I just disappointed I didn't get to see some of our departments' heads pictures up on the screen here, but we'll go from there. Mandy's one of them.
Okay. Next, okay, Melvin. So Mary, do you have anything?
No, ma'am.
You have Mary's picture.
That's right.
I got Mandy. She's on.
Sitting right in front of her like always, right?
And
Billy,
No, ma'am.
Mandy,
No, ma'am.
Michael,
No, ma'am.
Tim.
He's not on here.
Oh, I hear him talking. He's off. He's on the phone somewhere. Sandra. She's not on. Is Dom?
I'm here without, yeah, just a reminder that the farmer's market is this Thursday from 8 in the morning to 1 p.m. in the afternoon on the south lawn of the museum.
did you have it this past Thursday?
No, ma'am. We
Okay.
weren't allowed, we had it officially scheduled for this Thursday.
Okay. Okay.
And Dom, why don't you just take a minute and explain to them kind of what you've done as far as the safety issues, because you've been very thorough about it.
Yes, we did have COVID responsibilities with this through the USDA and the state of Alabama, and everybody will have to have a 6-foot distance. We'll have at least 6 feet between each farmer that will be present there. We have 5 that'll be there for Thursday. And then along with that, we'll have a hand washing station. You'll be required to have masks and gloves. You will not be able to touch the produce at any time. You can pay with a credit card still, or cash, or Venmo. And you can use your senior vouchers. The senior vouchers should be coming at the end of May. So we shouldn't see any this Thursday as of yet, according to the state. So we just want everybody to keep their distance. We'll have the guidelines out on posters for everyone to see, and we will be utilizing all the COVID guidelines as needed.
Excellent. Well, it'll be nice to have the farmer's market on the
Yes,
square.
we're
this
looking
Thursday.
forward to it.
Yeah, appreciate all you're doing. Okay, does anyone else have anything for the good of the cause? Okay, do we have a motion to adjourn?
I make a motion, we adjourn this meeting of City Council Monroe.
Thank you, Melvin. Okay, that's it. Second, oh yeah, do we have a second? Larry, okay, thank you. All in favor? Okay. Any opposed? Unanimous. Okay,